It's time to get messy! I'm the librarian, and I came to read. Hey girlies, I'm back, so that means you need to fasten your seatbelts, get your snacks, because there's a whole lot of stuff to dissect and talk about. Now, it feels good to be back in my space, but it felt really amazing to be at California State University, Bakersfield. Like I said, their Black Student Union invited us out to speak on this cute little podcast panel, live podcast panel thing. It was a cute little event, and Kelly, everybody over there at their Black Student Union treated us so nicely. We had a good time. Afterwards, we went for sushi. It was great. Shout out to my girls, my day ones that I met out there. Y'all know who you are. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a vlog. It's gonna be jumping all over the place. If I haven't done it already, I'm gonna put it up. It's gonna be jumping all over the place, like I said, because I be forgetting to record stuff. I'm a very in the moment type of person, and that's weird coming from somebody who's supposed to be, all over social media, but I'm gonna put together the clips that I do have and go ahead and release it in the vlog. But I am good. It's good to be back, babies. Let's just dive right into it. I wanted to go ahead and just talk about this in the beginning because it involves some of the creators that are in the Black community. Now, apparently the Shade Room said that, you know what, girl, we're going to go ahead and create this original series called Petticourt. Now listen to this. And apparently it's supposed to feature Landon Romano, and he's that white gay who goes around pretending like, doing black caricatures and stuff. So I just thought it was really interesting, first of all, that y'all are basically taking the idea of Queen's Court and putting some blackface on it with Landon's ass, and then acting like it's an original series. That shit is really disgusting. I hope TS Madison drags the shit out y'all for that shit. And that's all I'll say. The Shade Room, y'all always been messy. Y'all account always been messy. Your audience base always been messy. But this, it takes it to a whole nother level. As I said, I hope that TS Madison, I hope that she doesn't take her heel off y'all throat. Speaking of things that are messy, Matthew Knowles came out and recently said, oh well girl, I'm gonna go ahead and do a musical written from my perspective about Destiny Child and their journey. And he gave a really shady answer on, because the reporter asked him, does Beyonce, does any of the girls know about this? And he was like, we wanted to make sure that they knew, that they were aware of it, and if they want to give their input, they can. I'm just like, Matthew Knowles says, I don't trust his ass. I don't trust his ass. And y'all can do what y'all want to do with that information, but I don't trust him, okay? She cut ties with your ass. I don't know if he has to go ahead and play bingo or something, but I really wish that he would find something to do. I can imagine that shit would be annoying. Can you imagine? Your dad always doing something like that? I don't know, girl. Let me move on to another subject. Let's move on to Adele II. A lot of y'all were screaming when I put this on Twitter. Adele II, aka Sister Smith. Sam Smith said, you know what? Girl, I have a vocal strain and I cannot perform in the Billboard Music Awards. And so subsequently that meant that Normani couldn't either. And we're sitting over here wondering like, okay, what do y'all talk about? If you don't play Sam Smith on this goddamn screen, if Sam Smith don't go up there and lip sync or whatever, like girl, sing these two notes in the song, because it's really, I'm sure the range of that song is half an octave. It's really not that much. Like, girl, I'm trying to see Normani push through, girl. What is going on? And that's why I put on Twitter, I said, Normani, go ahead and just record what you have, because they said she was working hard, like pushing her body. She said she pushed her body in ways she hasn't before. Girl, just record this shit in somebody's stage or studio, rent that shit out, put it in a music video, performance video, and drop that shit on the same day as the Billboard Music Awards, and drop it as soon as the Billboard Music Awards start next day, girl. I don't know what to tell you. That shit is so strange to me. Also in the realm of the music industry, we had Rico Nasty and Kevin Abstract drop their projects, and that shit was sickening. Now, when I was trying some Cali Green over there in LA, since I was listening to the Kevin Abstract album, it made me float away a little bit. The homosexuality jumped out of Kevin Abstract, and we had to stand simply because of that. Also, Rico Nasty says, if you don't make hating, I said this on Twitter, if you don't make hating a single, push that shit. The whole project is sickening, but girl, God, you really, big titties, I love big titties, which is so interesting to hear me say, but there's a song on Rico. There's a song on Rico's project called Big Titties, but I love that shit. I love hating. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So yeah, check those out if you're looking for new music. All right, so let's get into some of these political issues that were bothering me. This recent conversation about dress code for parents, and specifically, they know exactly who they're targeting with these dress codes. No bonnets, no satin caps, no torn jeans, no pajamas. pajamas. I'm like, all right, baby, we know exactly who you're coming for. And if you were coming for a different demographic, you would have said no ugly ass Crocs. Can we start there? Nobody's saying shit about them ugly ass Crocs y'all be bringing in and all the athlete's foot that y'all be bringing in to see y'all kids at school. But the satin caps is where we draw the line. The bonnets, the black ass bonnets, where we draw the line. All right, sis, this is anti-black as hell. I know that a lot of people are just like, well, girl, why would you ever want to come up to your child's school looking like that? And that's not the point. That's not the point. First of all, they're not students. Why the fuck are you dictating what they have to wear? Second of all, you run into issues like this. Let's talk about it. Because there was a mother who was not allowed to see her son who had a broken arm, who got a broken arm, because she had a bonnet on, okay? So let me tell you, anti-blackness, the end goal of it is to cause violence and to just cause and maintain trauma, okay? So with these bullshit ass dress codes y'all trying to do, this is from ABC. We spoke to Rosemary Young, who had to rush to the school to get her child after her younger son broke his arm. She says due to emergency, she had to wear a satin cap, and school officials handed her a copy of the new parent dress code. She says it doesn't matter how a parent should come. If we come here belligerent, out of control, things of that nature, that's when you have the police for. That's what you have the police for. But what I wear should never be an issue. I'm not revealing, I'm not doing anything. I don't have weapons. So like the end goal, like I said, the end goal of these anti-black ass policies, dress codes is violence. And I'll give you another example. There was a student, what's his name? Jules Trice, who he was violating dress code. Apparently with his haircut, he had a cute little design in it. And some fucking administrator took a Sharpie and filled that shit in. Filled it in, you know? And the parents were talking about his head was itching. They had to take him to the doctor to make sure that ink wasn't fucking with his shit. Like, it was like the end goal, and it can even be black administrators enforcing these anti-black policies. But at the end of the day, they're part of a bigger system that seeks to control and dominate and erase your black ass. I don't know, all of that is extremely frustrating, especially in the realm of school. The Florida Senate has apparently approved a bill allowing teachers to be armed. It has to go to the House and get approved, and even then, if the governor signed off that, even then the individual school boards have to approve teachers being armed in their specific districts. So all of that bureaucracy, but still the fact that they're pushing this and not really thinking about the implications. We're not thinking about how many dead black and brown kids are going to be in these classrooms, especially if a teacher snap, crackles, and pops underneath the stress of that environment, or if they fear for their life, or this kid was acting up. Also, like I said on Twitter, what does it mean in regards to power dynamics when you know your teacher has a gun? Are we acting like these teachers are marksmen? More guns to the equation when the police arrive in a shooting situation means more deaths, more confusion. I don't think this shit was thought out very well. Hopefully it does not pass, but I'm not putting anything past this damn country the way that things are going right now. And speaking of the way things are going, especially with these candidates and shit, Bernie Sanders was recently at She the People Presidential Forum 2019 getting his ass completely dragged. It's a lot of politicians like Bernie Sanders, when they're asked specific questions about race, gender, they dodge it. And one of Bernie Sanders' favorite dodging mechanisms is to say that, oh, I marched with MLK, and it's just like, sis, that we didn't even ask you anything about that. We were asking for specific policies directed towards minorities. It gets really uncomfortable, especially when you have these allies talking about, well, look at the work that he did, look at the work that he did in the past. That's really cute, but why is he speaking right now? Why is he speaking like he has no idea about how to create policy, how to interact with motherfuckers from minority communities? And he's not the only one, and it's tone deaf, and he likes to silence and shit. It's just not, it doesn't rub me the right way. Now, Joe Biden also announced his presidential candidacy, and girl, he knew that this Anita Hill shit would come back and try to drag the hell out of him. So apparently he called Anita Hill, talking about, I'm sorry, and Anita went on to New York Times and said, girl, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna cut it. I need to. She was just like, girl, you were one of the people who did not allow some of these women who are very ready to testify and support me. You're one of the people who did not allow their asses to even be considered. She's like, I'm looking for full accountability, and I'm not seeing it. So I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. Like, this race is turning out to be a hot mess. There are just a few that seem like they would not put minority communities into a hellscape. But I am so tired of the horrible ass takes that oftentimes sometimes spill out of these people's mouths. It's so exhausting. So while all of British media was trying to drag the hell out of Meghan Markle, Prince William was apparently cheating on Kate, and I heard that somebody said they were trying to get all the focus to be on Meghan so that nobody would find out, or the press would ignore Prince William's infidelity. So that is not surprising to me at all, using a black woman as a scapegoat. And girl, the jokes write themselves, but that hairline also is not writing itself. You talk about writings on the wall, that shit erased itself. Like it was part of a malfunctioning computer program, Prince William. So I hope that you understand that the clown comes back to bite. And it's not, I don't even really too much give a damn about y'all Wonder Bread, mayonnaise, mashed potatoes without seasoning built ass relationship. But it's just the fact that y'all were dragging the hell, and will continue to drag the hell out of Meghan Markle. The bar for black woman is just all the way up here. I mean, y'all were talking about how she just closed her own car door and violated protocol. Bar's all the way up here, but y'all are, oh, he's cheating over here. Just don't worry about that. It's not realistic. And like I said, what's even more unrealistic, because it comes from a fantasy world, is your hairline and the hairline of so many of the members of the media who like to spread anti-blackness. Okay, sis? And on that note, I'm about to watch Avengers Endgame with Justin. Now, I cannot wait to see Thanos take Black Widow's BB gun and red wig and toss it halfway across the multiverse so that I can have a good goddamn evening.